I believe our religious freedom is being taken away. Is there any prophetic thoughts about that? Because in the Bible days, wow, when they turned their backs on God, judgment always came.
Yeah, and this is, for those who out there who have read The Harbinger, this is the story. This is the template. The nation that calls evil good will call good and good doers and the people of God evil. These are the days of Jeremiah. These are the days of Ezekiel, the days of Elijah. And everyone had to deal with this. They watched a culture kind of go upside down, inside out, and started persecuting believers. So every time America has taken a step towards immorality, it takes another step against believers, against the gospel. It becomes saying, well, in the name of tolerance, we're becoming more tolerant of this and this and this, but we are becoming less tolerant of believers. You know, the same nation that's saying, or civilization that's saying tolerance, is taking down nativity scenes, it's taking down crosses, it's taking down, that's intolerance. It's not about tolerance, it's about changing gods. And that's where we're at. And the thing is, so imagine if we were in the template of the Harbinger, which we are, that the nation that knew God is turning away, doing all these things, promoting immorality, killing its children, its unborn children, calling evil good, and beginning to persecute the right. We actually threw somebody in jail for the gospel. But imagine if we were in the days of that, the days of all that, of Ezekiel, and yet we had a vote. Because they didn't have a vote. Ezekiel didn't have a voting booth. Neither did Jeremiah. They had the prophetic word, but they didn't have a vote about who the king would be. They didn't. But we do. So we have the chance to do that. And if we were back then, and you had a choice I can vote for, let's say theoretically, there were two parties in Israel, and one party is for Baal, and for offering up your children, or having the right to kill your children, for persecuting the prophets, for calling evil good, and the other one is saying, no, we got to get back to God. We have to get back. We cannot offer up our children. We got to get. And how can I as a believer cast my vote for someone who would be saying, yes, worship Baal, kill your children, go against God, versus those who are saying, no, we have to get back to God.
Right.
I mean, to me, I cannot see that. Because if I was back there and I cast a vote for those who are saying Baal, those saying children, abortion, I am part of that. I become complicit in that, because my vote is helping to allow a child to be killed. It's helping to allow a prophet to be persecuted. It's helping allow a church to be told they can't do the gospel anymore. It's helping to indoctrinate my children in Baal or the ways against God. I am complicit in that. And remember what Jesus said. He said, if you cause one of these to stumble, you might as well throw yourself on you're finished. And the thing is, if I am voting for a platform, it's not about people, vote for a platform that is saying children should continue to be indoctrinated against the ways of God, which is happening in America, rather than those who say, stop it, I become complicit in causing one of such of these, this little one, to stumble. And I don't want to stand that. I don't want that on my hands. I don't want that. I don't want the blood of children on my hands. I don't want immorality on my hands. So we have to make a stand for God. If we can't do this, we're the light of the world. We're the salt of America. If we can't do something so simple as that, what good is our salt? What good is our light? You know, we talked about there's not going to be a perfect candidate, and I understand the struggle. We need to pray that they get saved, or that they find the Lord. But the thing is that in the last few elections, believers were saying we don't have a perfect candidate, and they didn't. But look what happened because we said, no, I don't want to vote for an imperfect candidate. Look what has happened to America. Look what happened to the Supreme Court. That wouldn't have happened. Right. Even the vote that cast down marriage, as we know, would never have happened if believers had voted. So when we complain about all these things and we have no power, you have the power of God, number one, and then you also have the right to vote. So the thing is that if we were Jeremiah, if we were back then, what would you do? If you had a vote where you could actually vote to save your nation and you didn't do it. So therefore we encourage you, pray to God, pray before God, but don't be apathetic. The salt cannot afford to be apathetic, or don't complain when all these things happen. You've got a choice here. You've got a chance. So we are encouraging you today, get out, vote, pray. If you can't, then pray, but do something. Don't be saltless. Don't lose your saltiness. Do something. You're the light. For God's sake, shine the light to the darkness.
Yes. Wow, Rabbi.